Aren't you those students from that military academy, was it? What are you doing here? We're terribly sorry to trouble you, but we were hoping you might be able to help us with something. Could we ask you a few questions about the incident that occurred at the Grand Market this morning? What? What does that have to do with you? We're visiting this town on a field study as students of Thor's military academy. And we would very much appreciate the chance to see how experienced soldiers such as yourselves handle difficult everyday situations. This seems a perfect opportunity for an anecdotal case study, and could prove most invaluable to our education, if you'd permit it. Alright, stay here. I'll see what I can do. It looks like we might be able to hear what they have to say for themselves after all. Nicely done, Lara. In times like these, we need to make good use of our positions. No one can fault a student for wanting to learn, after all. But now comes the hard part. This makes me nervous. Well, let's just wait and see what we can get out of them. Remember, it's not always what they say that matters, but how they say it, and even more importantly, what they don't say. Right. I hope you appreciate us taking time out of our busy schedules for this. So what do you want? And make it quick, I'm a busy man, you know. He's not even trying to keep up appearances. Unbelievable. I'll be brief then. We came to discuss the incident at the market this morning. Would we be correct in assuming that the Provincial Army will be conducting no further investigation? Is that all you came here to ask? Is that all? Should the armed forces charged with maintaining peace in this region not be taking this matter more seriously? Laura, I'm not sure. You've got a big mouth for someone your age. And it seems you have a lot to learn about how military units actually work. What do you mean? Let me ask you this. What should the #1 priority of the Provincial Army be in order to maintain the status quo? I'll tell you, their #1 priority should be to enforce the will of the region's ruling lord, Duke Alberea. As members of the Provincial Army, the will of the nobility is absolute. We're just following our orders, protecting what we have a duty to protect. I assume you're referring to the local petition against the sales tax increase. So you're saying as long as the petition isn't withdrawn, the Grand Market isn't something you have a duty to protect? Interpret my words however you want. We're soldiers. We follow our orders. That's how the military works. And we don't need some fresh military academy inductees telling us how to do our jobs. Erg. This is nuts. Does he even have a tiny shred of shame? I was hoping we'd be able to get something out of him, but it sure doesn't seem too likely anymore. ... So, is that it then? I hope this has been enlightening. Now, if you'll excuse me, I have a job to do. Wait. Would you mind answering just one more question? Elliot? Fine, ask it. Well, do you have any idea what might have happened to the goods Marco was handling? You know, the accessory merchant? All he had left was that one sample. What are you talking about? The merchant from the capital, Heinz, was the one who was planning on selling accessories. What? What did you just say? What are you all looking at me like that for? How do you know that? I was under the impression you hadn't investigated the matter at all. How peculiar. We only discovered what each of the merchants was intending to sell a short while ago ourselves. Sir, we have our own ways of finding these things out. You do well not to underestimate us. Now, we've wasted enough time answering your questions. We're leaving. Do you think the fact they know what each of the merchants was selling means they did investigate the matter after all? But the burglary happened last night, and it was only first discovered this morning. Realistically, I don't think there was any opportunity during that time for them to do any digging, not without running into us. Agreed. I suspect they knew what each merchant was planning to sell well in advance of yesterday's incident. Though that would be easy information for them to learn, since Duke Alberea must have issued permits for both stalls. That's true, and the army would have no trouble gaining access to transaction records for something like that. But why would they bother? Maybe they needed to know so they could prepare. Prepare for what? I get the impression the incident at the market has been carefully planned out for a while now. I don't think those two merchants being given permits for the same spot was a coincidence either. It was probably done to get them to start fighting, so they could get robbed while there was tension between them. Basically, to create a situation that couldn't be brought under control without the army's help. So the two merchants were being used all along. That seems to fit perfectly with what happened this morning. Meanwhile, the provincial army has shown no interest in actively working towards a solution. Unless the market manager chooses to withdraw his petition. So they waited for things to get out of hand, then showed up to force both parties into an uncomfortable truce. Eventually, the merchants would get worn down enough that they'd feel like they have no choice but to withdraw the petition. This is turning out to be an even shadier situation than I thought. Yeah, but thanks to Elliot, I do believe we finally uncovered the truth of the matter. That was indeed some very quick thinking you displayed, Elliot. You'd make a fine military strategist. I just got lucky, that's all. So what we know is the provincial army is somehow involved with the actual perpetrators of this crime. The only way to solve it once and for all, though, seems to be, well, to find them and catch them. But if this was carried out by members of the provincial army, that's not going to be an easy task. No, I don't think anyone from the army was directly involved. The soldiers here are far too proud to dirty their hands with such escapades. I tend to agree, really. Whoever the culprits are, I doubt they're still here in Seldic. There just aren't many viable places to hide such a huge volume of goods without them being found. Yeah, that's a good point. I think I know where they are. Maybe they escaped by train? No, that can't be. Boarding a train with that much merchandise would raise suspicion for sure. It's been less than a day since the burglary happened, so they can't have gotten far. Maybe we should ask around on the main roads and see if anyone saw anything out of the ordinary. Someone suspicious may have been spotted leaving or even entering the town. That sounds like a wise course of action. Come, let's resume our search. We mustn't let this cowardly thief run free. I wouldn't dream of it. I have a feeling I know where it is. If you remember, there was that place we got turned away from, the park? Yeah, I think it's there. Hello. Thank you very much for your input, little cat. Hiss. Lulu, are you okay? Look what the nasty man did to her. Is something the matter? Aside from the fact that my tracking just died. And we're back, okay. I was just chasing after Lulu near the west exit of the town, and there was this weird man asleep along the side of the street. A weird man? To sleep in the midst of a bustling town like this, oblivious to its dangers, suggests he must possess formidable skill. Or he was just really drunk. The nasty smell coming off him nearly made little Lulu faint. That's terrible. It really was. I don't know who he is, but I'll have to keep an eye on Lulu to make sure she keeps her distance from him. So he's not from this town then? I'm not sure, I only started seeing him around a few days ago. I'd never seen him before that. Really now? That sounds like a lead if I've ever heard one. If he's drinking in the middle of the day and isn't Instructor Sarah, then we know he's not a merchant at the very least. Yeah, I think we should go talk to him. Let's have a look near the west exit and see if we can track him down. I find it funny that oh, did it die again? Hello. Yeah, drink. Bring me another drink. Hey, you. This guy reeks. How much has he put down? It's only midday and he's already completely blitzed. I don't think this is the man we're looking for. I think he'd have trouble pulling off a robbery. Sir? Are you alright? We can help you back home if you'd like.
Sure up, leave me alone. I'm just good for nothing who just lost a job. Looking after that nature park was my whole life.
Nature park? I wonder if he's talking about the Lunaria Nature Park we saw yesterday. So, right there, the Lunaria, between the R and the I, bit more space than expected, so that messed me up. I can read, I promise.
Oh, you kids know it? You see, I used to be the park ranger for that old place. Yuck.
And then you lost your job?
Yeah, out of nowhere, too. Yuck. I gave him life to do that job. I did, and then he just came and took it all from me. That damn official just showed up out of nowhere and told me I was sacked. You can't just take a man's livelihood off him like that. It's not fair. That job was my life. My life.
This poor guy. Yes, we can see that. Something about this doesn't sound right. I agree. It hardly seems fair to take a man's job away from him without good reason.
Right. I'm so glad somebody understands how I feel. There's no way a bunch of kids like that are gonna do a better job than me.
Kids?
I was drinking here last night too, see? And a bunch of kids in ranger uniforms went walking out of the town through the west exit. Weird thing was, they was carrying a bunch of wooden boxes too, in the middle of the night. Kids these days, I tell ya.
You don't think they could have been the nature park? I wouldn't have even considered it. I'm just gonna say this now, I considered it a long time ago. But given its size, it would no doubt be a perfect hiding spot. Yeah, they'd have no trouble stashing the merchandise there undetected. The men standing at the entrance yesterday were probably there as lookouts. And if a provincial official was the one to tell him he was fired, that's practically a smoking gun.
Huh? I say something useful or something? Don't know what I said, but I helped you out. Why not buy me a drink?
Dude, I think what we should first do is get you some help, get you a new job. I would suggest you start trying to sober yourself up instead. There's a good chance we may be able to recover both your park and your job.
What?
We know our next stop. As soon as we're fully prepared, let's head on out to the Lunaria Nature Park. Right. I'm not entirely sure what they expect me to do in order to actually repair, because if I remember correctly, I haven't really gotten any new ornaments, equipment, anything that would really be equipable right now. So I suppose being ready just means I walk through this gate. let's see if I'm remembering correctly.
We should take a right here to reach the nature park.
Right. Let's go.
All right. Let's see if I can finally. Oh, no.
It's my turn.
Let's see if I can finally do it.
Enemies ahead! We'll have to fight. Go!
Good enough. All right, let's take a look at what we want to do real quick. Crafts. Autumn leaf cut. Actually, motivate first. Motivate.
All right, let's do this.
Got it. Leave it to me.
My turn.
Just give us a bit of a benefit, and then resounding beat.
Keep it up, everyone.
Right.
And now I believe these are weak to arrows.
Now.
Go! Right. Huh?
One down, another to go. Oof.
Right. Now.
Go! Here we go. Okay, it's safe for now.
Thinking back, I probably should have let it go back to Laura's turn for the main idea of getting her that health back. Probably should have done that. Oops.
Of course.
I've got this.
I don't know if I really want to fight too much on my way over to the nature park, so I'm just gonna kind of run past these. If there ends up being a level problem later down the line, I can grind then. Up to the park where we were quite rudely turned away before. Wonder if there's a way to sneak in. Oh, nope, the guard's just gone.
Doesn't seem like anybody's here.
You don't say.
I wonder what happened to those bossy guys who were here before. If they really are the culprits, maybe they've run away already?
Maybe. I wouldn't be entirely surprised. It has been, what, like a day? They could probably make some distance. Maybe they had a train ticket.
This woodland is too dense to reliably intuit whether anyone awaits within.
Yeah.
What's this?
A rock?
It's
A bracelet. Interesting.
A bracelet?
How did a bracelet come to be in a place such as this?
It is a park that I presume people at one point went to. I wouldn't be surprised if someone dropped it.
Just as I thought.
What? Wait, what?
This bracelet has the same design on it as the ones that the merchant from the capital was planning on selling.
Oh.
Really?
You're sure?
Positive. There's not a doubt in my mind that it was designed by the same person. Care to give a second opinion on that, Laura?
I'm hardly qualified to weigh in on recent trends. But there do seem to be a number of similarities between this bracelet and the merchant's goods.
So the fact that it's here means...
Yeah. It's extremely likely the culprits we're looking for are inside this park.
Or at least the bracelets are. Culprits might be out in, like, the tavern or something.
Sure seems that way to me.
It only opens from the inside. I suppose that leaves us little choice.
Are you going to destroy it?
Will you be able to?
I have no doubt she'll be able to. But I am questioning some other facets of this.
The lock seems quite solid, but my sword should be strong enough to.
Wait. I'll do it. I can get it done more quietly.
Oh?
Really?
Well, what are you going to do?
Well, you see, I'm actually a master lockpicker.
The 8 Leaves, 1 Blade School's 4th form. Autumn Leaf Cutter.
Oh.
Hmm?
Huh?
Seriously?
Wow! You cut it right in two!
Impressive.
I did. Thankfully.
Spectacular. It's an honor bearing witness to one of the skills of the 8 Leaves School.
Thanks, but I'm still more or less a beginner.
Hey, you should stop. Don't you remember last time you said stuff like that?
Anyway, we don't have much time left. Let's head inside and see if we can find them.
Laura didn't like you disparaging your talents.
Right. We need to find them before the sun starts to set.
Looks like we can still make it after all.
Excellent. Come then, we must make haste.
Onward to find some boxes.